I think we're live. Maybe. If I did everything correct, here we are. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited. So, today we are doing the random card party. Now, you might be confused as to what this is exactly, but don't worry. It is super easy. Basically, we're going to be making a happy birthday card, and I'm going with happy birthday because those might be the most universal card. So I thought we'd go with something easy. Just go ahead and pick that right off the bat. The rules for this are you can follow along with me now, you can rewatch it later, but the goal is for you to also make a card using the same random rules that I have, and we'll see what kind of different cards we can create. So if as we roll you don't have what we roll, then just use something close or randomize yourself. The second rule is be okay with failing. So the last time I did this, and there is there back on my channel a couple years, we did this before. It wasn't a live, it was just a video, and I created a couple cards, including this one. And you might be able to agree with me that this might not be the best looking card ever made, and that's okay. Really, the fun of the random card challenge is you're making something, you're putting things together you wouldn't usually put together. And the third thing is have fun. So those are the three rules. I did real quick want to show y'all how this dried back from Wednesday's call or Wednesday's live. So just in case you were wondering, I haven't cut it off, but I did want to show you it dries completely flat. So there's that. The next thing I did want to show you right before we get started is we have our wheel, and there's a lot of information here, and I'll tell you what we're focusing on when we start rolling it. So sometimes we focus on this side, sometimes we'll be focused on that side, just a lot of different things. There is also a number generator for when we need that. We are all ready to go now. So I guess the first thing to do, put this over here. We know we're doing happy birthday. Let's get something else on the board. Okay, we are going to roll this, and I think it's been a while since I actually wrote all these up. So whichever side it ends closest to, so if we rolled it and it ended here, we need to use aqua pens. So that's what we're looking at. If we ended over here, we'd need to do embossing. So let's do a nice big roll. Oh, and that's like almost in the middle, but I'm gonna say it's over here. Okay, metallic pens. Let me grab those. Oh, good. Not at all what I was expecting, but excited to be using them. So we've got our metallic pens. Let's get something to use with the metallic pens. Okay, so I'm gonna bring out the number generator, and up here on this camera right here, you can see just a little bit. I have all my stamps here, and then all my dies here. So, and then the stencils are behind the dies. So let's do 1 through 3 for stamps, dies, stencils, because we need something to go with this. So 1 through 3, hit enter, and it's 1. Okay, so stamps. So we're going to use stamps, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes. So let's do 1 through 10, and 9. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit. And the ninth box is going to be right here. And there's usually about 20 to 30. So let's do 1 through 30. And we got 4. Okay. So 4. Here we are. What did we get? Oh, wow. Okay. That is a cool background stamp. I think we can do something fun with that. And the last thing while we get started is, let me go to, here we go. Let's grab and figure out what our color scheme is going to be. Now, I've got these color cubes, might be the right word for them. I forget the exact title. And I forget how far they go up. So let's pull up. This one's 500. Okay. So number generator, we're going to go 1 to 500 and see 237. Okay, I think that should be in here near the very front. So, nope, it's going to be at the very end of this one. Okay, move that back in a second. 237. Ah, come on. We can do this. 236, 237. Okay, ooh, kind of fiesta-y. Okay, I like it. I like it. Now, I'm going to put these back. So I don't get too loud and crazy, moving everything. Okay. Here we are. Let me wipe this off real quick so it's not so busy. And what we're working with today is this color scheme. And I don't know, there, that might be the best way to see it. So we've got this green, a mustard. It's kind of a forest green, mustard yellow, deep fire engine red, a really deep brown, and a black. So, yeah, they use hunter green, mustard, auburn, dark burgundy, black. So those are the colors we're going with. We've got this cool word background stamp, which everybody should have a word background stamp, and metallic markers. Okay. I'm going to put this up here in the corner so that so that we've got it. I'm going to grab this stamp because maybe we start there. And the question is, do we want to start black and move up with some of the colors? I think so. I think that's what we'll do. We will grab just some black that I have left over, and we'll go ahead and stamp this. I'm thinking we stamp it and emboss because, hey, why not? Let's go wild and crazy. Okay, if we're going to do that, we need a couple of things. This, you need to grab this. And what do you think? Maybe a deep green? Maybe we do the green for the background? That might be cool. Maybe the yellow. Let's go with yellow. So how we're going to achieve that is we're going to grab some white pigment ink and, oops, there we go. And some, maybe tattered rose. I think that's going to be about the closest color we can get. That's pretty close. I think with the white, it'll be fine. Okay, so we've got that all good. Let's do this side. And nice. Fluffed. Okay, put this over. Get this stamp all inked up. And get it nice centered. Okay. And if we need to cut it down a little bit, we can definitely do that. We're just going to rub this in. It might have gotten shifted a little bit, but that's okay. What's a little shifting between friends? Okay. Yeah, it got a little bit shifty. I think we can either start over or just continue. I think we'll do both. we'll do this one and do the other one. That way we have kind of two separate attempts we can make. Since we've got it all out, it won't cost us much time. Pour that on. It's a little bit more orange than I would have liked. But the only other yellow I have is very yellow. So maybe this is a learning experience and we go green. Okay, I think that's maybe what we'll do. Good thing we've got it still all out and ready to go. Pour that back in, make a huge mess everywhere. Okay. Learning experience, guys. Learning experience. Okay. We're going to put that back and we're going to get mowed lawn, which I think is a closer, yeah, it's definitely a closer green. Hard for y'all to see that. I cannot figure out this lighting setup. I have so many lights and it still looks so dark. So who knows? Okay. Get that back on nice and juicy. This time we'll try and be a little bit better. And I'm just adding some anti-static powder tool to this one as well. Off screen, of course. And let's center this up, drop it down, and then try. I don't know. I might have still moved it, but we're trying. We're trying here. That's all we've got. Okay. Pull it over. Ooh, that turned out much better. So let's go ahead and put our green down. I think redoing it was worth it. Ooh, what a fun color. Okay. And it much closer match to what we were looking for. Awesome. Okay. There we go. And we'll just pour this all in. Hopefully this time I won't spill it everywhere. Nice and slow. Okay. Put this back and go ahead and heat these up. Let me share the camera and there we go. I'll go ahead and do this one at the same time so we can test out. Okay, not terrible. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Now, while this cools down, I will clean off our stamp and keep going. Okay. And since we've got time, we'll go ahead and put this back in already. Oops. There we go. Okay. So back here, I don't know if you can tell, the lighting is kind of terrible. I try, but you can definitely see the green on the black, and it very much matches the green we were looking for. So I think we really met that. My thought is we focus on this kind of brown and black, and I even see a little bit of gray in the background here. And then we'll put something with yellow and red kind of up front, more as the centerpiece. We'll focus on this as being the background. So maybe we'll do the smushy technique where we smush and pick it up. So like I said, I see some of this kind of gray silver. So let's use the tarnished silver. We've already got the black. Let's grab a brown or two. So we've got a couple different browns. Ooh, this one. Well, this one might be kind of black. So let's grab these two, tarnished silver, pewter, and then we've got a couple of brown colors. I'm thinking the darkest we can go is probably what we need to do. So let's use burnished copper. All right, and then we will just smudge these down. Let me grab the brush end, put a little bit of each one on. Get some nice brown. And last, this tarnished silver. There we go. Okay, so we've got those three. I'm going to move this off for just a second. And I'm spritzing it with water so we can easily pick it up. And the goal isn't to cover every single surface of the background, but to more get some of it, some of the color into the background and have some of the black shine through. Got a nice mottled effect there. Maybe a tiny bit more water is needed. I want to pick up some more of the brown, and of course that's not happening. Why would it work? Let's try maybe if we heat it a little bit. Okay, just real quick heat. Ooh. Get that started to heat up. Don't want it too hot. Maybe Dab it slightly. Okay. Okay. I like where it's going. I think we've got enough of the silver in there, and I want to keep some of the black. So I'm going to wipe this up and put a little bit more of the brown down so we can directly grab that. Add it to a few places. So add a little bit more and spritz it. Grab here, there. Awesome. Getting some of that brown in. Okay, this is definitely something I would never would have created outside of something random. So I love this challenge because it really lets you explore things you might not have thought about yourself. Okay, so I think we're good here actually. I'm going to lay this to the side to dry, and we'll put the metallic markers back up. I think we're good and done with those. Good job, metallic markers. And anything else? No, we're good to go. So we need something to go on top of this background. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. We're looking around here, the same place again. Okay, mixed media. Well, that doesn't quite give us enough. I'm going to roll again because everything I do is mixed media. Okay. I guess we'll go with distress oxide. Okay. Now, we need to get another stamp or stencil or die. So let's bring up our number generator. And for a reminder, stamps are 1, dies are 2, and stencils are 3. So ready? We're going with 3. We're going with stencils. Okay. And I've got quite a few stencils. Ooh, I think I've got 3 different groupings. So let's try this again. I think if I hit enter, nope. Oops. Okay, 1. So if we pull our stencils out here, we're going to go with this first grouping, which is 01, and it goes up to 21. So 1 through 21. We're going to go 19. Okay. So 01, 19. Pull this out. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Do we have anything? Huh. Okay. Okay. We need to use distress inks and something here to create a focal image. Some kind of focal image to go on top of here with our color palette, which we have right here. Now, this is a challenge. I'm not going to lie here, but the focal image here is kind of a salad. Maybe we can make kind of a background and die cut into it, and then we'll have our happy birthday sentiment on top somewhere. That's my current thinking because I don't know. This went a little wonky, so if you're playing along, either go for a kind of an architectural stencil or wing stencil. One of those two. I'm kind of leaning towards this architectural stencil. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. And I'm just gonna pull out some watercolor paper and let's get started with this craziness. Come on. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna have to do something more because none of these stencils are really front page things on their own, I guess. At least to me, it doesn't seem like that. But maybe this goes with the mixed media where we can start by adding some distress ink on, and then we can always see about adding something else. So we wanted this to be kind of yellow red. Maybe we go green and yellow for this, and then we use the red sparingly and use the red really for the happy birthday. Okay, I'm thinking the red really matches with this lumberjack plaid. Probably mustard seed for the yellow, and maybe rustic wilderness is the closest. Now, they're not perfect shades. Oh, hi, Kathy. No problem at all. Thanks for joining. We've been rolling the wheel and generating some numbers to create a happy birthday card. What we've got so far is we've got our color palette and we've started with the background. So it's kind of a mess right now, but we're working on it. we're hoping to turn it into something. And what we've just rolled is something to go on top of the background, and we're going to use Distress Oxide and some stencils, which are interesting. It's an interesting mix. So let's pull out, I'm going to blend, because I always love blending with the Distress Oxides. Maybe we get some of the mustard seed down. Go ahead and get some of that in and down. Oh, there we go. Nice and juicy. Just start blending. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what we needed. It's just some bold color. I think that'll hopefully help this card out, because it's having some trouble. Got a little aggressive there. Oh well. I think the goal is to die cut this, so we'll keep moving. There we go. Just some nice bold yellow. There's just not really any white in this card, and so I want to make sure we're not relying too heavily on white. Okay, so got some nice mustard seed down. Let me wipe up the extra real quick. I say that like it's easy. Here we go. And maybe we'll grab this as kind of the first color. Let's put, I know I said not to rely too heavily on this red, but maybe if we put it down and then we'll put some of the rustic wilderness over top. Here we go. Go ahead and just wipe this off. There we go. Shouldn't hopefully transfer. I say that. And then it'll get everywhere. Oh well, what can you do? Here we go. No, we're fine. Just, yeah, blend that down. We won't go super dark everywhere. Oops. Oh well. Just maybe holding it down might be helpful. I wish they came out with some great tool. Oh, I say that, but actually the grippy tool does help in these situations. And I just didn't grab it. Oh well. Okay, let's see how that looks. Lumberjack plaid is a hot mess. Not gonna lie. Let's keep going. Let's hope we get somewhere fun with this. I guess I can show tabletop since we're only looking at that. We'll put some of the lumberjack down, and then we'll pick a new media to add since we just rolled the mixed media. We'll add a second media to this and hopefully and hope and pray that that helps in some way. Okay, just wipe that down real quick. And I think what we'll do is we'll add some of this, which is supposed to look kind of like a cushion. And we'll grab some of the rustic wilderness. There we go. And in the comments, I went ahead and added my Instagram handle. I do not add stuff there, but I do check that frequently. So if anybody follows along and does the challenge, then just tag me because I'd love to see what you create. And maybe next month when we do this again, I can share some of the different things people created. Let's see. Okay. Add that texture over. Okay. Still hot mess. Still hot mess. We're trusting the process. And like we said at the very beginning, one of the rules is be okay with failure. It's okay. It'll be okay. And add a little bit more green. Okay. Interesting. I'm not surprised. It's looking like a hot mess. But you know what that means? It's time to roll the wheel again. Let's see. What are we going to add to this card next? Color pencils. Of course. Well, in that case, let me put these away real quick. Maybe we'll go ahead and pick a stamp or something to color with the color pencils in some way, shape, or form. Because I don't know what to color on top of this to make it look good, but maybe the random generator will help us find a nice stamp to color. Okay. So again, we have 10 different boxes filled with stamps, and if I can get to the number generator, 1 to 10, we've got 6. So I'm not sure if you can see my finger, but it's all the way at the end. And then usually there's about 30. So let's go 1 to 30, 10. Okay. Well, let me wipe this off real quick. Just trying to keep things organized as we go. Otherwise, it'll be a madhouse and I will have no idea where everything goes. So we'll just put this back in real quick. I say confidently as if stencils ever want to go back in quickly. And this one's 19. So we'll just put it in between 18 and 20. Sorry, guys. And we need to come over here and grab number 10. Also said like it's easy. 9. Oh, okay. We will have to grab one of these two because I don't actually have a 10 right now due to some reorganization. But that's okay. We will go with one of these two stamp sets. So this one doesn't probably work if we want to color something in. We've got some things like this. We could definitely use something like that for our happy birthday. Oh gosh, this is what we're working with so far. It's a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Maybe we could color some of these in. I don't know. Ah, the random card challenge. It is definitely a challenge. I'm thinking this one. I used this for probably my favorite card I ever made. I used the stamp, and now here it is at the bottom of the barrel. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, let's do this. I'm thinking then, oh, okay. Let's go ahead and grab this. No, maybe not the library green. Maybe this fern green. No, we'll go with the brown. So we pull in more of the brown. And here is ground espresso. So we'll use ground espresso, and then we can get our color pencils out and start coloring a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So I think what we'll do, let me stamp this. Oh, that stamped very poorly. Of course it did. Why would it actually stamp well? Okay, well, we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward, and what we might have to just do is kind of outline it after. But we're getting close to time today. So we'll start coloring it. I will finish coloring it and then fussy cut it out on my own. And at the very end, or after, I'll create a happy birthday using this red as the main color. And we'll kind of have a wreath over top of this background and the happy birthday sentiment kind of in the middle. And I will, of course, share a picture of how that all turns out on YouTube and possibly Instagram. And you guys can see how amazing I did. And hopefully y'all were able to use this challenge and make something much prettier than I was. But I'll also share a better picture of this color palette on YouTube as well. So if anybody wants to color along or make something even more majestic and beautiful than I did, can definitely do that. Let's grab maybe this color and these two. We can get some colors going. Actually, I'm going to grab another one or two colors that kind of correspond to our whole challenge. Maybe a brown. Yeah, we've got this brown, and I think the red's going to be the hardest one. We'll go with these two, and we can kind of color something in between them. And I'm throwing them all around. Okay. I do really like these color cards. They help you. I am always a person to color every single color ever, and I like how this kind of keeps you contained, helps you get a nice color palette. Okay, let's start with maybe some brown. Get some nice color on one of these leaves. I don't think I'm going to color every leaf, but maybe like a third to 2/3 of the leaves, and then the other ones, the background will kind of show through. Or we could color the outside. Yeah, so we'll do a third of the leaves we'll color, and then I'll color the outside and fussy cut around. That'll be good. and maybe some yellow. There we go. I am a light colorer because I think you can always come in and add more. We'll get a little bit of that color moving there. And then I might come back in with my Gamsol and kind of blend those together a bit more. Okay, maybe some of this green. Let's go over here, add a little bit there, some dark green, and some yellow. Okay, there we go. It's just going to be redoing that over and over again, I guess. Let's do some reds. Maybe a nice red one here. Start with the dark, go to the middle, then bring the yellow in. And like I said, I think a little bit of Gamsol is going to help just blend the colors together. And then at the end, I'll go over with a brown pen over all the lines. And that'll help the lines pop also. And I'll probably go in with black or a really dark gray to cover up the background. I think, though, that's where I'm going to stop because I'm going to be honest, it's just going to be doing that over and over again. So give me a couple of days to finish this card, but I will share the pictures on YouTube and Instagram. If you follow along and do this challenge, definitely tag me. I'm at Terry Lisa Creates on Instagram, and I would love to see what you create because this random challenge was wild and crazy. I mean, look at this one is the one for my last challenge, and I thought that this one was a little rough, and this is what we're working with right now. So, so the random challenge gives, and the random challenge takes away. But it is always a blast, and I had a blast with you guys. Just a quick reminder on Wednesday, we are making some cinch books with and we're to organize some stencils. So it's a really cool idea. We're gonna see if it works. Definitely come back for that. Thank you, Kathy, so much for joining and commenting. I hope you have a good evening. I hope everybody else has a great evening who joined live, and anybody who's joining later, I hope you have a great crafty day. Bye, everyone.